here at Gulls Field at Pagaddle Park. The Medicine Hat Mavericks in town. And the top half of their inning, they went at 3 up, 3 down. And leading things off for the Gulls will be the shortstop, Mike Coulson, Matty Fung, and then Caden Zeroni.
And they're going to be facing their top 4th pitcher for the Medicine Hat Mavericks.
This is Garrett Erickson. And Coulson greets him with a fly ball to right field. And, a little bit of a collision out there, but Kellen Williamson makes the grab as he flies over top of Braden DeSonia out in right field. But Coulson lifted that up just high enough, and it stayed aloft enough for Erickson, or for Williamson, I should say, to get over there. That will bring up the left fielder, Matty Fung.
Yeah, that was one of those plays that wasn't easy necessarily to grab in right field, but a little bit of a dramatic catch too, with both of them coming together.
Fung takes first pitch for a strike.
Matty Fung went 1 for 3 yesterday.
Takes a cut at that one. 87-mile-an-hour fastball. 0-2 the count now. Misses well outside for a ball. 1-2 now. Bottom of the first inning just underway here at Gulls Field at Pagaddle Park. And pretty much the same pitch. I think something's goofy with the radar again, because those were 2 very slow sweeping curves, and they had them at 86 on that one. Well, maybe. I don't know.
Yep.
Who am I to say? That was definitely off speed. And Zach Stark, the catcher, makes the throw down to first base. And the strikeout, but they still, because he dropped that strike, had to fire it down to first base. That brings up Caden Zeroni. Josh Stark, Braden DeSonia, and Kellen Williamson are the outfielders for the Mavericks. Torrey Nelson, Nathan Ade, Dion Reese, Hunter Cooper. The infield, Zach Stark behind the plate for Garrett Erickson. And a called first strike. Home plate umpire is Kevin Alenius tonight. Marcel Bruce down at first base. And last night's home plate umpire, Jared Greenberg, is now patrolling the third base line and left field line. And 0-2 the count now on Zeroni.
And Caden Zeroni has brought himself up the batting stats of things with the team. We had a .303 batting average so far this season with the Sylvan Lake Gulls. He's got 14 RBIs, 4 home runs, and he grounds that towards first there, and the pitcher comes over to help, and they'll make the play to first and record their 3rd straight out. So just like that, Jim, 3 up, 3 down for both sides.
Looks like a quick night, right? No.
Oh, you did it.
I know.
You did it.
I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying. It's going to be just fine. I'd like to see, because it's a small sample, 1 inning, but it looks like Williamson has got Erickson, I should say, has got good command of his pitching, and we know what Tyler McWillie could do. So I'm sticking with my prediction.
All right, well, there you have it. Scoreless after 1 inning right here on Home Team Live between the Sylvan Lake Gulls and the Medicine Hat Mavericks.
Bottom of the second inning, scoreless here at Gulls Field at Pagaddle Park. The Sylvan Lake Gulls coming to bat, first baseman Jaden Lamont. And he'll be followed by right fielder Sam Stem, who made that outstanding catch in right field earlier in the top of the first inning. And Lamont takes a cut at that first pitch from Garrett Erickson. Strike 1.
Lamont a little quiet lately on the bats. 0 for 3 last night, however, still has holding a .302 batting average.
That pitch missed outside. Even the count of 1-1. And that was even further outside. Count now 2-1. Just rolling along here at Gulls Field. And he misses down low with that one. 3-1 the count now on the Gulls first baseman leading things off here in the bottom of the second inning. That's in there for a strike. Full count now. Gulls on a 4-game winning streak on this 6-game homestand. Started with a doubleheader against Swift Current, followed by a win over Brooks, and then last night over Edmonton. And Lamont works Erickson for the walk to get the first base runner of the game. That'll bring up the right fielder, Sam Stem, who we know from last night has some power, because that one he hit into right field. How far did you say that was up the pole, you think?
At least
the light standard?
almost halfway.
Almost halfway. And it's 330 down the line, and push that out a little bit more. It's probably 345 to clear over the DNA sign there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was it. Well, it was, yeah, it was going to probably fly 400.
Yeah.
You know, it probably hit about 350, 370 at the pole, and it was still going.
It's still going up.
Pole. Yeah.
That's McWillie territory right there.
Yeah, no. Sam Stem 2 for 4 on the bat last night, obviously with that one home run, and then that wicked play out in right field, as you said in the pregame show, throwing it all the way to home to catch the runner.
He's a tall, lanky kid too.
Yeah, good ball player.
And he's got a good eye at the plate too. 2-0 the count now on Stem from Erie, Colorado. And of course, the connection with Coach Chatwood, Gonzaga University, where Jason Chatwood attended. And he lifts this up into the infield, and shortstop Nathan Aid will circle underneath it, and that'll be the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the third baseman, Jack Shark, who flashed a little leather over there at third base, making a nice catch in the top of the second inning to record the out.
Number 14, Jack Shark.
Designated hitter Noah Hull is on deck. He was quite excited to get in the game last night and in front of his fans, his parents. That was a curveball that didn't quite curve enough and got away from Garrett Erickson over the head of Jack Shark.
Skinned the top of the helmet, I think.
Our man of the truck, Rob Catcher, said right over his fin. Well done, Robbie. Well done. 1-1 the count on Shark from Lake St. Louis, or St. Louis, Missouri, the Show Me State. So, show me something. Erickson with a throw over to first to keep Lamont close. Now, refresh my memory, young man. Have we seen a pickoff at first base yet this season?
I don't think we have.
No. That's grounded up the middle to second base, and that is a double play. Dion Reese flips it over to Nathan Aid, and they record the double play and get out of the inning. So some good defense by the Mavericks to take care of any base runner and any threat here by the Gulls. So after 2 complete, we are scoreless with the Mavericks coming to bat. The third inning here, Gulls trailing the Medicine Hat Mavericks 2-0. This is the designated hitter, number 35, Noah Hull. Second baseman Ethan He will follow, and the catcher Matthew Carrata is in the hole. And so is Noah Hull, down 0-1.
You know, I gotta say, I noticed that the K-Man is not in attendance tonight.
Oh no.
No Josh Fawcett.
Well. And Hull grounds that up down to second base, and Dion Reese up with it and over to first for the out. That brings up second baseman Ethan He, who a couple of nights ago was our player of the game with a couple of hits, including a home run to right field and some very good defensive work out there as well.
Yeah. A 300 batting average so far this year, Jim.
Second base is where he wants to be, he says. And he was a shortstop earlier this season. And they've slid him over to second.
Well, he does good at second, and honestly, Michael Coulson just super solid at shortstop as well. So those guys, if they're at or near that base, you have a pretty good chance of being confident that they're gonna stop anything that comes their way.
I think you're right. 0-2 the count now on Ethan He from Riverton, Utah, making him a Ute.
A Ute. Going to Dixie State University.
Now, maybe he's not a Ute because he doesn't go to the University of Utah.
Yeah.
So maybe they're the only Utes, but I think if you're from Utah, that makes you a Ute. I could be wrong. That's drilled down the third baseline, but foul. A hard hit ball that ends up rattling around in the corner. Ben Prediger will make the slow jog out to get it. The man who had a 17-game hitting streak ended earlier this week, and he said, I didn't wash my socks all 17 games, and standing in the dugout talking to him, I can vouch for that. It was a little bit on the edgy side. He lifts this out to left field. Josh Stark, I should say, makes the catch.
And I can tell you too, his locker room buddy Logan Moser also could vouch for that.
Yes. Yeah, actually he did
appreciate that.
He did admit it. He said, yeah, he says Logan doesn't like it at all.
Well, I don't.
Well, who would?
Yeah, who would?
I mean, I understand the hitting streak kind of thing, but I don't think it had anything to do with the socks. But you know what? Athletes can be superstitious.
Well, I'll tell you what, I bet you the happiest man to see him not hit was Logan with that streak come to an end.
Yeah.
He was probably celebrating that night.
Now, we don't know if he's changed his socks or washed them.
We're speculating, obviously.
Yeah. We can't say for sure. This is Matthew Carrata facing Garrett Erickson, who has pretty much handled the Gulls for these 2 innings and the 2 batters that he's faced here. And Carrata sends this out to right field. A good play by the second baseman, Dion Reese, and a great throw by Reese to record the out. A solid job. A well hit ball there by Carrata, but a good glove and a good arm there by Dion Reese. So the Gulls go 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and they trail the Medicine Hat Mavericks 2-0 here as we head to the top of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th inning, Gulls trailing the visiting Medicine Hat Mavericks 2-0. The leadoff batter, Mike Coulson, will start things off here for the Gulls in the bottom of the 4th. He flew out to right field to begin the game for the Gulls at bat.
His mother Karen and his dad Joe, very lovely people to chat with, up all the way from Colorado.
And he takes a mighty cut at that one for the first strike. Garrett Erickson just cruising along here. And that is really low. That hit the dirt hard. Whatever, well, it hit the ground hard. It's not the dirt there.
Yeah. And it was about a good 3 feet to 4 feet ahead of the plate.
1-1 to count on Coulson. And he watches that slide by for a strike. Matty Fung and Caden Zeroni are the next 2 batters to try and get something going here for the Gulls. And Coulson takes a cut, and that's a strikeout. I believe that's the first of the game. Well, no, he struck out Matty Fung, but the catcher Stark dropped the ball, so it is considered a strikeout. So that is the second of the game for Garrett Erickson. Left fielder Matty Fung, who, as I mentioned, struck out third strike was dropped, and he was thrown out by the catcher down the first base. And he gets that off the end of the bat, fouls it off. There's only been one base runner for the Gulls so far in 3 innings. A base on balls by Jaden Lamont. So a homestand that started off with an explosion of hits for the Sylvan Lake Gulls has kind of cooled off a little bit. Last night was kind of the same thing. They had a good first inning, not a bad third inning, and then things just shut down until the 8th when everything broke loose as far as the Gulls were concerned with a 3-run homer by Tyler McWillie. That was the difference in the game.
Yeah, and Erickson's not much of a guy that's more of a strikeout pitcher, but if anything, he's more of a controlled pitcher. He's only got the 17 strikeouts so far on the year, but he's got an ERA at about 3.90, and he's had about 6 starts now. This will be his 7th start here this evening, so only giving up 25 hits.
Well, he's very efficient with his pitching so far. 40 pitches to this point in the game. And I can do the quick math. That's an average of 10 pitches an inning. Although he's not done this inning yet. So Matty Fung with the count 2-2. And an off-speed pitch that everybody in the Madison Mavericks dugout was ready to cheer for a strikeout. And no. Full count now on Fung. Caden Zeroni is the on-deck batter. And Fung draws the walk. Well, a base runner for the Gulls. And that brings up the man who, when he hits the ball, he hits it hard.
Yep. Bomb.
Now, did he get a gummy? I meant to check. We need to investigate that. Gummy gate is what we're calling it. We don't know what's going on with the gummy situation.
Well, you would hope so, because Boudreaux's aunt went and bought a bunch of new gummies for the players, for the coaches have to give out to the players at first base. So
yeah, she's here tonight.
Yeah, she is. Yeah,
of course she is.
She's a season ticket holder.
Yeah. Matty Fung takes off for second, a high throw, and he gets in there and keeps his hand on the bag. A very good slide by Matty Fung. As he got a reasonably good jump, and it was a high throw from Zach Stark down to second base. Dion Reese got his glove on the ball and tried to bring the glove down fast, but Matty Fung with that sliding glove. There's that extra reach, right? That extra 2 or 3 inches.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what helped him stay on the bag. I'm not sure.
Well, I'm not going to lie, but before he even got to the bag, it looked like to me he got tagged before he even reached the bag from up here. But that just on my eye, that's what I saw, and then yeah, it was close for him to. He almost slid past and off the bag. So
yeah, your eyes are a lot younger than mine. And that misses high. 2-0 the count to Caden Zeroni. Gulls with a runner in scoring position. Maybe this is the start of something for them. Jaden Lamont is the batter on deck. And taking all the way on that one was Zeroni. From Strathmore, Alberta, just east of Calgary. On Highway 1. With a really nice golf course around that area too. I haven't played it. I've heard people that have played it and they said it's really good. And Fung takes off for third. And Zeroni gives it a ride, but that is deep and foul.
And what course is that?
Well, I knew you were going to ask that.
Can't remember the name of it.
No, I can't.
Put you on the spot.
It's right in Strathmore, though. Okay. But there's a couple other ones out in that area that are. There's one that's a links course too. That's a little further south of Strathmore that I played a long time ago. And it's pretty nice. I'll think about it. I'd like to look it up on my phone, but unfortunately, I'm on Rogers and my phone. Not to rag on Rogers, but I think I just did.
Like everybody else that's on that phone line is.
Can you imagine
experiencing problems all day long, not getting any texts or phone calls? And the debit machines are all down today too. Everywhere you go, there are no debit machines working.
This is definitely a episode of that 70s show where you didn't have a cell phone, you didn't have a debit machine, you had to use cash,
Yep.
you had a landline.
You have to actually go talk to people in person if you want to talk to them, find them the hard way.
Full count to Caden Zeroni. Matty Fung, the base runner, over at second. One down here in the bottom of the fourth. Gulls trailing Medicine Hat 2-0. That was coming back right at me again.
Yeah.
But I was ready. I'm not sure how ready if it does come through this window. That's a pretty good shot if it comes through this window. I'll probably put both hands up and just block it. I won't try and catch it. Just don't hit me in the face. And a swing and a miss there. Another strikeout there for Garrett Erickson. His third of the game.
Second of the inning.
Second of the inning. That brings up the first baseman, Jaden Lamont.
Yeah, Sylvan Lake Gulls just run into a little bit of a jam with this pitcher in Garrett Erickson. Not much has he given up for the Sylvan Lake Gulls to take advantage of.
He's given up 2 bases on balls.
Yeah, and like you said, with the at-bats yesterday and just even in the last, 4 or 5 games that the Sylvan Lake Gulls have had, they've been pretty consistent lately on the bats with some good hits and everything like that. But today they're having a little bit of a struggle early on. Still early though, thankfully, and that's good news if you're the Sylvan Lake Gulls.
That was hit foul, out of play down the right field line, right near our truck. I guess it's not actually a truck, it's a trailer. I like to say truck though. That's grounded foul down the third baseline this time. Jory Nelson up with it, but Matty Fung still sitting over at second base. He started things for the Gulls following the strikeout of Coulson. Took a base on balls. Zeroni with a strikeout, so 2 down here. The Gulls trailing 2-0. Looking to get something going against a very tough Garrett Erickson tonight. He misses outside with that one. 1-2 the count now.
And the Toronto Blue Jays are in Seattle this evening, about to take on the Mariners. And I'm sad because I'm going to Seattle next weekend, and of course the Blue Jays are there this weekend.
Well, yeah.
Seattle's on the road next weekend.
You didn't plan that out very well, did you?
No, Kenny Chesney did not plan that out very well.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That's who you're going to see.
That's why the trip is
you
happening.
weren't going for baseball purposes.
No.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Would have been nice, though, if you could have it all lined up, right?
Absolutely. And a swing and a miss as Garrett Erickson strikes out the side and strands Matty Fung at second base. So after 4 complete, the Medicine Hat Mavericks getting some solid pitching from Garrett Erickson, who's getting the congratulations from his teammates as he heads to the bench. We will head to the top of the 5th inning. Tyler McWillie will be on the mound still for the Gulls. They trail 2-0. Bottom of 5 here at Gulls Field at Pagatle Park. The visiting Medicine Hat Mavericks with 2 runs in the 3rd inning. And that's all the scoring we've had to this point in this game as they lead 2-0. That will bring up the right fielder, number 17, Sam Stem, who popped up to the shortstop back in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, it's been a good pitching battle between these 2 pitchers.
And first pitch to Stem is on the outside corner for strike 1. What do you think the crowd is tonight, young man?
Yeah, that's good. Good question.
What do we bet?
I'm thinking, okay,
What are we betting on?
I'll bet another piece of gum.
A piece of gum.
Sure.
Okay.
Let's go. 'Cause last time we bet, it was 12.25. I'm gonna guess 12.80.
I'm going to do 13.10.
All right. A little closer to me, but this will make it
Well,
interesting.
I'm not allowed to.
No,
put
you're
a
totally allowed to be.
Have you ever watched The Price is Right? You
Yeah.
always go like $1 over.
Yeah, exactly. You always try to go the 1 cent under or whatever.
Or
it might
whatever.
be,
Yeah.
or
I'm not
$1
sure
under.
the strategy in that show. It's like, yeah, I'm not sure.
It's hilarious.
I used to watch it when Bob Barker was the host. So that's all. Now it's Drew Carey. And don't ask me how I know that. Full count there on Sam Stem. We digress.
All right, I better write these down. So I guess Rob Catcher says his is 13-11.
Oh, he's not involved. He's a Ryder fan. Just let him be in his own world, right? A strikeout there. Another one for Garrett Erickson, who has been in control since the beginning of this game. That'll bring up the third baseman, Jack Shark, who is no worse for wear after having a little meeting down the third baseline with the fence. I believe the fence won that meeting.
Yeah, I feel like you beat me. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I have a
Oh,
feeling.
no, you can't change your.
No, I
you
can't change.
your
I know.
guess.
I'm locked in. I get it.
We'll get you.
Yeah, sure you will. That's a perfect bunt.
Jack Shark laid down and
Oh, wow.
oh, they got
At
him
least I thought it was a perfect
like
bunt.
by half a step.
Yeah.
And Jack Shark thinking that he beat that out, but a great play by Zach Stark getting Jack Shark. Wow. Who would have thought of that? 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Gulls still trailing 2-0. This is the designated hitter, Noah Hull. He grounded out to second. That was in the 3rd inning. The Gulls with only 2 base runners to this point, both courtesy of a base on balls.
Yeah, still looking for their first hit, too, of the ball game. And so far, this guy on the mound, Erickson, as he pitches another strike, picking the corner, has pitched 3 up, 3 down every single inning up, except for the 4th inning where he went 4 up, 3 down. So really not much difference.
Not really, no. He's been pretty much in control, and he's not overpowering these guys. Nothing on the radar gun that says, he's up hitting in the high 80s, low 90s kind of thing. He just has whatever pitches he has working, and they're all working.
Yep. He's hitting the sweet spot in that strike zone. And
2-2 the count on Noah Hull from Toronto, Ontario. We had a little chat about the mosquitoes yesterday on when we were on the field.
Yep.
He says, man, I says, you don't get mosquitoes in Toronto? He says, not in the city. And a called 3rd strike there as Garrett Erickson is just delivering all night long so far. He is on fire right now, and the Gulls are going to have to do something here to crack the goose egg, but right now Garrett Erickson is in complete control of all his pitches. We'll head to the top of the 6th inning. The Mavericks holding on to that 2-0 lead. We are headed to the bottom of the 6th here with Ethan He, Ben Prediger, and Michael Coulson, who made that great play at short just moments ago. And Garrett Erickson continues to deal on the mound. He has been untouchable at this point. And Ethan He just got touched in the back of the helmet. He's a little shaken up here. That maybe caught him on the side around the ear. And Rob Menke is coming out to take a little peek at him and say, let's see. Yeah, I'm okay. He says, I'm okay. Yeah. Cut the ear. Yep. He doesn't look any worse for wear. He's probably just, there's easier ways to get on base than take one off the skull.
it's never easy getting on base like that.
No. But he's going to stay in the game and makes his way down to first base. I guess if you're looking for a rally, you'll take any base runner.
Yep.
And right now, Ethan He is shaking off the effects of that hit by pitch.
And I guess just something to take note of, Jim, is that we do have a pitcher warming up for the Sylvan Lake Gulls and Joel Ports. So just a heads up, there's Joel right there in front, and then also Jake Finkelstein behind him. And then a little bit of, loosening up the arms in the Mavericks bullpen as well.
And a throw over to first by Erickson to keep He a little closer. And that's a good move by Erickson. You just got a batter who's maybe not quite as focused as he might be, as he just got
still
beamed.
thinking about his head.
Yeah, so you throw over there, and he's going to throw over a second time, and it's getting a little closer now. But Ethan, he has a pretty good lead over there. But this is Matthew Carrata, who is now playing third base in place of Jack Shark, who had a little run-in with the fence. And Carrata tries to lay down the bunt, but he pops it foul towards the Mavericks dugout. 0-1 the count now. Gulls trailing 2-0 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. This would be a good time for the bats to come alive.
Yep.
They've been silent tonight after making a whole lot of noise in the previous 4 games. And they're going to not turn the double play as they get Ethan He on the force over at second. But they couldn't turn the double play, so.
And I got the number of who's warming up in the Mavericks bullpen right now. It's actually the DH of the evening, Nathaniel Ewing, that's throwing some balls, and there he is right there in the bullpen. So
yeah,
we will keep our eye on that as well after the hit by pitch. However, he did throw Ethan He out at second, and Matthew Carrata getting on thanks to the fielder's choice.
This goes back to the top of the order now as Michael Coulson, a fly out and a strikeout 0 for 2 on the evening, as Garrett Erickson has been in complete control through 5+ innings here in Gulls Field. And I'm just thinking, I said the bats need to come alive because they have been quiet. First pitch strike to Coulson. So they have put up 9 and 9 is 18, and 6 is 24, and 7 is 31 runs in those 4 games. That's not bad.
And you can tell the mosquitoes are starting to come out. Pitcher in Garrett Erickson, he's really
starting to come out.
Well,
do they ever go away?
Well, that's the thing, I guess.
that's my question. It's like, what time of day is it that they aren't around?
When it's cooler.
Last night when I got home, I parked in the garage and I walked around the front of my truck and I looked and it's like, oh my goodness. there had to have been 1,000 mosquitoes and it was a great sight because they're all dead. Oh, nothing against mosquito fans. Oh yeah, here's the same thing.
I took a picture this morning and I noticed that too. So
yeah,
that's funny.
For all the mosquito lovers out there, I apologize for denigrating the mosquitoes and being happy that they were killed. But
yeah, I'm sure you're talking to no one out there.
Yeah, I don't think there's anybody. Even PETA wouldn't go on board on the defense of the mosquitoes. 1-2 the count on Mike Coulson, the shortstop. Matthew Carrata, the base runner, over at first. 1 down here in the bottom of 6. Gulls trailing 2-0. Oh, I think that's a balk ball. No, it was time called by the catcher Zach Stark. So as the umpire, home plate umpire Kevin Alini is pointing at Stark, saying he did it. He called out. And a throw down to first base by Stark. And Carrata gets back safely.
Well, 4 other games going on in the WCBL tonight. The Swift Current 57s are up in Fort Mac right now. Weyburn in Lethbridge. Okotoks Dogs hosting Brooks. And the Regina Red Sox facing the Moose Jaw Miller Express.
That pitch came inside on Mike Coulson. And he turned away from it, and it's called the ball. Full count now. So the Gulls could get their second base runner in this inning. Third, I guess, yeah.
Corrada's going for
Sure
second.
enough.
Yeah.
Corrada was running on that pitch anyway, and he gets down to second, no problem. Coulson takes the walk, and that'll bring up Matty Fung, who made an outstanding catch in left field back in the fourth inning, where he laid out for a ball that was either do or die for Matty Fung. He either caught it, or that was going to be probably a triple.
I just watched the pitching coach for the Mavericks give a sign towards the bullpen over for the Mavericks, so I would not be surprised if maybe be a sign of change coming soon.
Yeah, first pitch from Erickson is the strike. He doesn't seem to be faltering, although giving up, 3 base runners in an inning is out of character at this point for him, because he hasn't given up much of anything to the Gulls.
Yeah, no, he's been absolutely solid for Medicine Hat.
Oh, that's way outside.
Luckily, the catcher and Stark got in the way of that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that could have been another advance.
Everybody would have moved up on that one. Corrada at second, Coulson over at first, Matty Fung at the plate. Caden Zeroni is the on-deck batter. Oh, now that was, we can see that pitch from here, and that painted the stripe of the right-handed batter box. But it was called a strike. So 1-2 the count now on Matty Fung. And he swings at that one and drives it out to left field, but Josh Stark is there, playing him just perfectly. And that's the second out of the inning. Oh, that's the first out of the inning. No, that's the second.
Yeah. Threw out to second on Ethan He.
That's right.
But Matty Fung, you got to feel for him, because after that last throw that was called a strike, a little outside, the pitcher obviously throws right again, and Matty Fung swings at it and gets it right off the toe of the bat. So
of course.
What do you do in that situation?
You had to swing.
Yeah.
It was that close. This is Caden Zeroni, a strikeout and a ground out to first. He's 0 for 2 on the evening. Coulson at first, Corrada over at second. 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Gulls trailing 2-0. And that is inside and tight for ball 1. Garrett Erickson on the mound for the Medicine Hat Mavericks, and he has been in complete control throughout the evening. Comes in with that pitch. A little off-speed action there for Caden Zeroni to even the count at 1-1.
That was another throw that painted the outside line of the batter's box, this time for the left-handed batter.
Not a, that's... Yeah, 1-2 the count on Caden Zeroni.
But I noticed this umpire likes to hug the closest to the batter side.
Checks his swing. They're going to probably check down, and nope, he did not go around. Says first base umpire Marcel Bruce. And the count even at 2-2. 2 down. Base runners on first and second. Gulls trying to get something going here in the late stages of this game. They've not been able to crack the egg that is Garrett Erickson, and they still haven't been able to. There's another strikeout there for Erickson. No runs on no hits. 2 men left on base, and after 6 complete, Medicine Hat with a 2-0 lead over your Sylvan Lake Gulls. Well, luckily we shut our microphones off, because Cale Clark and myself just sang "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." And,
Yeah, you don't want to hear that.
well, you know what you can hear is dogs and cats howling right now.
Pretty
because
sure I
they
see.
heard.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I see a pack of coyotes out there too.
Yeah, they were joining in.
Yep.
Jaden Lamont will lead things off for the Gulls here in the bottom of the 7th. They trail Medicine Hat 2-0. Thank you very much to the Samuel brothers who came up and shared some of their expertise and, of course, corrected me on who I was thinking. The name was in the back of my head, Morrison, and I came up with Williamson because I'm looking at the right fielder, Kellen Williamson.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, no. Anyways, that was interesting how they, the technology side of things. And Medicine Hat has been in the league, the Pioneer League, and they had a lot of the Blue Jays that were well known to baseball fans. And Lamont strikes out as Garrett Erickson. Well, he's just dealing. That's all he's doing right now.
Yeah, that's the one cool thing about this league is that you can see some big names come out of this league and play well in the major leagues. And Medicine Hat Mavericks, one of the teams that's been in the league the longest, obviously, as you said. Finding a player that came out of that team and that franchise.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, and I could be again, there was a young man from the Okotoks Dogs Academy. Probably going to mess up his first name, Jason Kittredge, pitcher for the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yep.
Made the All-Star team last year or 2 years ago. Anyways, there's a lot of talent out there, and it's just a matter of the right time, the right fit for everybody. And this is Sam Stem taking a mighty swing at that one. 1-1 the count right now on Stem.
Well, I just found in 2021, 10 former WCBL players suited up for MLB teams, including reliever John Axford, bullpen specialist Josh Taylor, Gold Glover, and Drelton Simmons, steady rotation figure Marco Gonzalez.
And John Axford is Canadian.
Yep. So, pretty cool.
Yes. 3-1 the count right now on Sam Stem. Gulls running out of batters and running out of time to get something going. The good news for them is they're only down 2-0. The bad news for them,
This pitcher is not letting up.
Garrett Erickson is still in the game.
Yeah.
And there's nothing going on in the bullpen. Well, wait a minute. There's nothing going on in the bullpen there.
Just for the Gulls.
There is for the Gulls, yes. And Stem was going to offer up at that one, but he wisely lets that go by. And so far, this is the only way the Gulls have got on base, is either taking a walk or being hit. Now we've got a lefty in the Mavericks bullpen.
Yeah, and that looks. What's that number on him? Well, I don't know. Close. Almost turn around there for us.
Almost. We need a camera behind them, but they like to see the pictures, so I get it. I understand completely on the TV side of things. Now, this is Ben Prediger with his first at bat after taking over behind the plate from Matthew Carrata, who moved over to third base, taking over from Jack Shark, who ran into the fence down the third baseline chasing a foul ball. That comes inside. 2-0 the count now on Prediger, who's looking to start up another 17-game hitting streak right now. And as we mentioned, it ended earlier this week, and so did his socks that he had not washed in that whole time.
You almost would just rather throw him out at that point. That's just, ugh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they walked away by themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And Logan Moser would be happy about that too.
He would have helped them.
Pitching coach coming out on the mound now for the Mavericks as they have a discussion there. Maybe giving the warning that we'll let you keep throwing, but if we see one more man on base, we might be around bringing in somebody else.
And it gives a little extra time for the unknown pitcher to warm up in the bullpen. It looks like number 38.
Okay, well, we got 18 from the
or
truck.
18.
Cameron Richards,
Okay.
if that's the case. So
I saw an 8.
Yeah.
And I wasn't sure. So
yeah, Rob Catcher down in the truck believes it's number 18. So
good eye, Robbie.
that's Cameron Richards.
Rob's got a pretty good eye for a Saskatchewan Roughrider fan. Oh, and Prediger gives this a ride out to left field, and that is gone. This game is now tied as Ben Prediger lifts this over the fence down the left field line, cashing in Sam Stem. And if there's a guy that doesn't get excited, it's not Ben Prediger, I can tell you right now.
He's sleeping with those socks on tonight.
Yes, he is. He is a happy young man right now, and Tyler McWillie, one of the first to congratulate him right in the middle of the pack there, number 11. That's about as timely a hit as the Gulls have had in quite a while here.
And that is Ben Prediger's first home run on the year, too. So timely home run for the Sylvan Lake Gulls and Ben Prediger. Noah Hall lifts this out to deep center field. However,
Braden
Sonia will get there in time.
No problem there. But well, we are now tied here in the bottom of the 7th inning, just like that. Ben Prediger giving that a ride, and Josh Stark could only watch it go over his head and over the wall. And this brings up Ethan He. 2 down here. We are tied at 2 as we head towards the 8th inning, but the Gulls aren't done yet. Ooh, and some cracks in the armor.
That looked like it hit the shin pad of the umpire in behind the catcher there.
And you know, I'm being polite. I wasn't trying to jinx the young man on the mound right now, because we never said anything about a no-hitter, but he had been no-hitting them. This is dribbled down the third baseline, and it's called foul as it hit the plate. But that home run by Prediger, the first hit of the game for the Sylvan Lake Gulls.
Well, that's a good hit if you're going to hit one, and land it as a hit over the fence so they can't even catch it. That was just enough juice, too, to clear the fence. I would say, what, probably 340?
It was enough to get out. Doesn't matter how far.
Yeah.
It is not in the park anymore. That's bounced down, foul down the third baseline. As Ethan He stays alive, the count 1-2. Well, I did say this was going to be somewhat of a pitcher's duel. Yeah. You gave me the stink eye going, oh, you said it. Of course, we're not done yet.
No, we're not done yet. However, it has been a good game.
Some good pitching, some good defense, and some timely hitting. I think the fans are getting their money's worth.
Yep.
All 1,320.
Oh, you changed it.
Did I say?
It's 1310 is what you guessed.
1310. No. I sorry. I'm sticking with 1310. Ethan He pops this up and he fires his bat down in disgust as he figures, I just got underneath that one. But that's enough as Josh Stark moves over to make that catch. That one stayed in the park for him, but the damage done. Ben Prediger with a 2-run shot here in the bottom of the 7th inning. We are now all tied up at 2, heading to the top of the 8th inning with the Mavericks coming to bat and a new pitcher coming in for Tyler McWillie. This will be Jake Finkelstein. We'll have the top of the 8th when we come back.